Hi, in this video we'll talk about self-hosted CI/CD agents on Azure Kubernetes Service. This is the part 1 of the series of films about that topic, and in this episode we'll talk about CircleCI. We'll also use Buildah tool to build our image and then push the image to the Azure registry. There are many advantages of self-hosted runners. You control and own the pipeline infrastructure. You are able to utilize managed identities to access Azure resources. Your coder run on our Kubernetes, and so it's our machine. And there are also disadvantages of self-hosted runners. We have to pay for the runner, sometimes more than we would used to. We have to manage the runners. We have to fix them when they are not working, and we have to take care about the security. So there are advantages and disadvantages. Let's take a look what we will do in that video. We'll create AKS cluster with workload identity enabled. We touched on that topic in the last film and in the last blog post. I will post the link in the description in that video so you can get familiar with this topic. We'll also create Azure Container Registry to store our images. We'll create persistent value claim. We'll use Azure files and we'll dynamically allocate it. And also we'll create CircleCI agent and create simple pipeline config for it. Here are the prerequisites that we will need. And right now let's create the AKS cluster. I created for you script which will make it faster to create it, but if you will get any errors, just paste the comment in your shell so it will be working. Let's start. It looks like the script is finished running with success. Let's confirm if we have access to the environment variables. Okay, it seems we have it. So right now we can create user assigned managed identity for our workload identity. And we can grant the permissions to the key vault to get the secrets. Let's try one more time. It usually takes a few moments for the identity to create. Okay, this time we are successful. As the next step, we'll create Azure Container Registry. Our container registry is created. In this setup, to authenticate to the container registry, we'll use user and password. This is because we also use Buildah tool to build our images, and this tool do not have support for Azure managed identities. Let's get user and password to container registry and put it into the key vault. Right now, let's create a secret provider class. We need this object if we want to access key vault from AKS cluster. Here, you need to fill the variables which are missing. I provided the comments that you need to use. And after that, just apply the file. Okay. Namespace and service provider class is created. Right now, let's do the same and create the service account, role, and role binding for CircleCI agent. We'll do it and we'll grant the specific permissions to that service account. You can check it here. And as before, we need to fill in one variable. I provided the comment here. So just add it and run the file. Our service account is created. Let's check. Okay, it's working. Right now, let's create the federated identity credentials for our workflow identity service account. Our pod will now have the permissions, and we will run the CircleCI pod with the permissions to access other resources. Right now, let's set up CircleCI. We will enable self-hosted runners in CircleCI and create resource class. During that process, you will obtain token. Here is the link for the documentation. As you can see, you have to enable self-hosted runner in the organization settings. Then you will click the self-hosted runner, enter the name of that class, and at the end you will receive this token. So we need to copy that token, and then we will be able to proceed. Here is the example class that we will create in a moment, but we will need to provide that token. So once you will obtain that token, we need to add it as a Kubernetes secret. So here, just put the token. As you can see, here is our token. Okay, we can proceed. Right now, let's create persistent value claim. We'll use default storage class that is already available in the AKS for us. After installation, it will be Azure files. Persistent volume is created. Right now, we need to install Fuse overlay program. Also pointed the instruction to the documentation. So we just need to download the repository and run the command. After we will install Fuse overlay program, we can install CircleCI agent. This is the values YAML file for that agent. We will use Helm charts to install it, and we will provide our values in the values YAML file. We will provide our own service account, which we created beforehand, CircleCI SA. We will not create RBAC because we already did it, and we provided role and role binding for that service account. Here we will use that program Fuse overlay, which we just created and installed. Our mounts for the secrets. Here is the security context of that container. We use privileged access to true and will run as a user with UID 1000. During the process of installation, I was unable to run such setup without this privileged command. Down below in this blog post, I posted links to Red Hat blogs about that topic and possibility solutions, but I was unable to resolve it. If you will find the better solution, please post the comment. I will be happy to learn how to set it up. Okay, right now we can install our container agent using Helm charts, and we will pass our custom values. container is created. Let's check if it's running. Let's check in a moment if all the pods will start. As you can see, our container agent is running. Right now, let's test the pipeline. Here is the example config. We'll use Buildah image. As I mentioned at the beginning, we'll use Buildah tool to build our image and push it to Azure. Here is the simple step. We'll build and push. We'll get the username and password from the mounted secret in our Kubernetes, since we mounted the secret object to our pod. Then we will build the Docker image. And we will push it to container registry. So let's make a change to our code and push it to the repository. Our change is pushed to the repository. So let's check if the pods are running. As you can see, container agent split another pod. This is the job pod and it's currently running. Let's go to CircleCI and check the build. As you can see, the build is still running. Here are the commands which we defined. Let's wait and see if the image will be pushed to Azure Container Registry. Our pipeline finished with success. As we can see, we pulled the image and we successfully tagged it and pushed it. Right now, let's go to our container registry in Azure. Let's go to repositories. As you can see, our image is here. This was a part 1 for our journey running self-hosted CI/CD agent on Azure Kubernetes services. If you have any questions, just post the comments below that video. I'll add links necessary in the description. If you find any mistakes or if you will have any errors while running this, just let me know. Will try to help you or fix the issues. Or if you will have any better solutions, just let me know. I'm always happy to learn new things. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.